Joining us right now is the Wall Street Journal technology and auto reporter, Tim Higgins. Tim, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Your thoughts on the impact so far of these tariffs on the auto sector?
Well, it's great uncertainty. I just came back from the LA Auto Show last week where executives from around the world were there. And there's a cloud over 2019, concerns about where tariffs are going to be, where sales are going to be. There's a general thinking that we've hit peak auto sales here in the U.S. from the last few years and that the good days are going to be behind us. And that leaves people unnerved.
Tim, one of the questions that I've been posing to analysts on the street has been, what is the impact from the credit markets? We've seen a lot of subprime auto lending come out. Has there been any talks during the LA Auto Show or any talks from a lot of these manufacturers about what's happening in consumer credit?
That's just one of the headwinds that they're facing here. That's one of the great challenges here. There's a lot of things that are stacking up, and for a company like General Motors or Ford to look ahead, there's great concern about kind of the way things are going. You got issues with China, you've got issues, uncertainty with Europe, you've got uncertainty here in North America. Even though there's potentially a new trade deal, it still projects months of kind of unclear road ahead as they try to approve those things. And so companies trying to make 7-year product cycle plans, they tend to, in uncertain times, stop making those decisions. And analysts that I've been talking to are concerned that we're going to see a slowdown in that kind of spending.
I will point out, because I'm a nerd and all I do is read business news when I'm not at work, that investors have been actually picking up the risk in terms of the subprime auto deals, that they have been among the securitizations gobbling up this subprime auto securitization deals. There's been $318 million worth of single B debt issued in 2018, more than all prior years combined.
Wow.
But the demand is there despite the warning signs.
And you saw what happened, Tim, Bob Nardelli here. We saw what happened to that subprime 7, 8, and 9, and we saw what happened to residuals on the used car. The auto industry has been supporting a 17 million SAR seasonally adjusted rate. You've got interest rates, low fuel. I don't think, I think they'll maybe get through 19 is what I hear, but it's certainly going to take a break in 20. Your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I mean, look at. Let's talk about BMW, for example. Lease deals have really fueled a lot of their sales for several years. Peak auto, those leases are starting to come off in the next few years, and that's going to affect the residual values, and it's going to make it more difficult for them to then do new lease deals. And you're seeing that in the market now, that lease pricing for these vehicles are becoming more and more expensive. New car prices are more and more expensive. But the flip side of that is used cars have been pretty stable, so we've got this interesting kind of mix. You get into 2019 and 2020, the concern is used car prices will start to fall, residuals will fall, and then really it's really going to socket to companies that have been relying upon this kind of credit market to really fuel things.
Tim, did you see this story on Tesla? California police struggling to pull over a Tesla on Autopilot. The driver reportedly drunk and sleeping behind the wheel. It took 2 police cars 7 minutes to finally outsmart the Autopilot to get the vehicle to stop. Tesla maintaining that the driver should always be aware and responsible when in the car. He wasn't. Your thoughts on what's going on at Tesla?
Well, here's an issue with Autopilot. The system is supposed to disengage if you're not paying attention to that. And the way it understands that is if you're touching the wheel, it'll ping you and basically say, hey, you haven't checked in, do this again. If you compare that to what General Motors is doing, they've got a camera that tracks your eyes to make sure that you're looking at the road.
Wow.
And will start pinging at you and turn their system off and say, hey, this isn't working. You got to pay attention. And the criticism is that Tesla hasn't put in enough safeguards to ensure that the human is paying attention to driving, because while Autopilot sounds like it's a full self-driving system, it is in fact not. It is not even close to being that.
Yeah,
it's not designed to be that way.
Yeah, that's going to totally change
really
the insurance market. If you're going to be able to see everything you're doing before and after a crash or an accident, the insurance companies, and this really has major implications, I think, in terms of what's happening within the car.
Right.
Real quick, Tim, before you go, do you think Carlos Ghosn's jail was political, or what's your reaction?
Well, that was one of the one of the first questions at that press conference with the head of Nissan was this a coup? And he said no, it wasn't. But a lot of people are saying this looks suspicious. Now you're seeing all of this drama between the Renault and Nissan about who's going to lead and how the future of marriage is going to work out.
Yeah, if it walks like a duck, right? Tim, thank you. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Tim Higgins, Wall Street Journal.